Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. My first video in 2019 won't be special at all, Perna. What 2019 bring you? Brought me the flu. Or a cold. But I'm still here because I crave that attention. I need that YouTube attention. The more I play Red Dead 2, the more I mimic my character. I think I too have got the tuberculosis. There were 128 different scenarios for the AFC playoff picture heading into Sunday. Mathematically, that sounds wrong, but I'm not going to argue math with Scott Hansen. 128 different scenarios? That reminds me of my favorite movie, 128 Days Later, with Sandra Bullock, when she went to rehab after she became addicted to alcohol because she had PTSD from fighting zombies. So really, should have won an Oscar. We finally know who will be in the playoffs. Well, we've known for 2 days. Sorry, Vance Joseph got fired, and look at me. I'm behind, okay? Here's the playoff picture. In the NFC, the Vikings are out, and the Eagles are in after the Bears took care of business and beat Minnesota. Kirk Cousins and his $84 million guaranteed contract was caught on the sideline, emphatically telling Adam Thielen how many ways he never cheated on his wife. And I didn't fornicate with that girl this way, and I didn't have sex with that girl that way, and I could have done sex stuff this way, but I didn't, Adam, because I don't cheat on my wife. And in the AFC, the Ravens knocked out the Steelers by beating the Browns, which was awesome because the NFL had cameras on the Steelers seeing their playoff hopes ripped right from under them by a division rival. And the Colts continue to actually look like the best team in the AFC, not the Chargers, and handled the Titans on Sunday Night Football. So today I'll hit on all the things I found interesting from the last weekend of 2018 football. That's good sports. And if you don't want me to die from probably tuberculosis, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. That would make my day. Click the notification button if you want to know when I make videos, which is all the goddamn time. Well, every year in the NFL, we get Black Monday, the day after the season where a lot of head coaches get fired. This year, the name Black Monday is drawing criticism in the media as 4 of the 8 head coaches fired this week are black. Now, I have to point out, I think it's just a coincidence, because that phrase has been around for decades, back when white team owners wouldn't even hire black head coaches. It's one of those rare examples of when your past racism actually exonerates you from current claims of racism. Now let's run through the list of coaches that got the boot, because you probably already know them right now. Dolphins head coach Adam Gase, canned like dolphin-free tuna. Bengals coach Marvin Lewis was asked to clean out his litter box. Cardinals coach Steve Wilks was freed from his birdcage. Bucks coach Dirk Koetter was cut. No more Dick Cutter jokes. Jets coach Todd Bowles was gutterballed. And of course, Broncos head coach Vance Joseph was, well, he was just fired. I would like to give out an award here for the head coach who got the most shafted, and that would be Steve Wilks in Arizona. It's like the Big Dick Player Award, but with no head. 100% shafted. I feel like even Steve Keim can't be drunk enough to be that stupid and fire a head coach after 1 season. And I say that as a man who would have been okay if Vance Joseph was fired after year 1. Steve Wilks was tasked with starting the 4th best rookie quarterback in the draft, firing Mike McCoy mid-season, which the Broncos also did, an offensive line that was decimated by injuries. They had 10 different starting combos on that line this season. The defense switched to a base 4-3, and most importantly, he was asked to coach the Cardinals, a team nobody thought would be good this year. Also, Wilks masterfully got his team the number 1 overall draft pick in a year where nobody thinks a quarterback is worth that pick, which is perfect since Arizona took Rosen last year. Seems fucked up they didn't give him a chance with that number 1 draft pick in a second season. Now, 25% of the league is in the market for a new head coach, which is crazy. It means if you like someone, you're gonna have to fight to get them. My strategy? You hire Josh McDaniels. Wait until he leaves at the last second, and then get a good head coach. The guy who's going to take you to the playoffs while McDaniels sucks at Belichick's teat for another season. Honestly, the best thing that happened Sunday was probably seeing Matt Prater throwing a touchdown, and it is brilliantly called by Pat McAfee.
Bring on Matt Prater for a 20.
Touchdown!
Trick play.
Let's
Wide
go!
open. Levine Toilolo.
Let's go!
Prater with a touchdown pass.
Matt Prater has the NFL's longest field goal. He's a man who's a legend. And here in Lambeau in December, gives a cadence with the leg lift like Peyton Manning, no laces, and delivers a dime in the corner of the end zone for a 13, about to be 14-0 lead in Green Bay, Wisconsin. What a beautiful moment for the Braves. Adjusts himself, calculate it, nice short step like Peyton Manning says on the leadoff.
Somehow, someway, the football gods smiled upon Pat McAfee, who was doing his first game as a color announcer for Fox Sports, and bequeathed him this incredible passing touchdown from fellow kicker Matt Prater. Pat McAfee was a ray of sunshine compared to every other identical-sounding color guy on TV. I want him on Monday Night Football next year instead of Jason Witten. I'm sorry, Jason Witten, and I'm also sorry Jason Witten's hairpiece. Also, if the NFL is willing to hire a former employee of Barstool Sports, I feel like there is hope I can make it into the broadcast booth next. It could be me, McAfee, and Kevin Harlan. A dream team that would make your ears come for 3.5 hours every Sunday. Now, Saquon Barkley, with his 89th reception, set the rookie record, surpassing Reggie Bush for most catches by a running back in a season. He also amassed over 2,000 scrimmage yards this season and finished with 91 receptions. This is impressive, especially considering the next rookie with the most receptions was Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley at 64, meaning Barkley caught more balls than all rookie wide receivers. The last rookie receiver to have more catches than Saquon Barkley was Michael Thomas in 2016 with the Saints, and Odell Beckham Jr. also finished his rookie season with 91 receptions. I also thought Broncos running back Royce Freeman might break the rookie catch record for a running back on Sunday after Case Keenum checked it down to him on the first 25 plays of the game. So, who will win the Offensive Rookie of the Year award? Barkley or Baker? Two names so similar in spelling, they can both claim the award no matter who actually receives it. The debate comes down to one point, really. Either you give it to Baker because he plays quarterback, a position infinitely harder than running back, or you give it to Barkley because what he did on the field was actually more impressive. But then you remember Baker did something no man has been able to do in the last 20 years. Make the Browns relevant again. If it were up to me, Barkley gets the Rookie of the Year award, and I just give Baker Mayfield the Hall of Fame jacket now. First player to get it before he retires. Done. Now, Baker Mayfield set the record for most passing touchdowns by a rookie with 26. To which Patrick Mahomes responded, double that next year and we can talk, bitch. Whoa, Patrick. To which Baker responded, when you set the record for most times a rookie quarterback grabs his crotch in a season, you talk to me, bitch. The previous record holders for 26 touchdown passes by a rookie were Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson. Not bad company for Mayfield to be in. But what makes this even more impressive is that Mayfield didn't play until about halfway into week 3 when he came in to beat Sam Darnold and the Jets. Mayfield ultimately had 27 TDs, 14 picks, over 3,700 yards passing, and a 6-7 record. I assume those are all Cleveland Browns records. But let's not forget about the other Browns rookies that were impressive this year. Nick Chubb was 4 yards short of 1,000 yards, and Antonio Callaway had 586 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Browns are probably going to be pretty good in 2019. Now you got to respect the way Bills head coach Dylan McDermott let lifetime Bills defensive tackle Kyle Williams go out during his final game. He got to play fullback, he got to catch a pass, and McDreamy even called a timeout so the fans could cheer Williams off the field. The only way this could have been cooler is if Pat McAfee was calling the play-by-play when Williams caught his pass. Come on, everybody, get down with the sickness. Get down with the sickness. 49ers tight end George Kittle finished with the most receiving yards in a season by a tight end, and he did it on a very impressive touchdown. He broke Travis Kelce's record, which was just set minutes prior to Kittle breaking it. As a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, though, Travis Kelce is used to seeing good things slip through their hands right around postseason. Now, it looked like the Ravens were going to miss the playoffs on a last-second play at home for the second year in a row. And of course, losing to the Browns at home would have defeated the purpose of moving to Baltimore in the first place. But despite 3 touchdown passes from Baker Mayfield and a couple of incredible catches by former Ravens wide receiver Brashard Perryman and even Jarvis Landry, CJ Mosley went on to make an incredible play on the ball to send the Ravens to the playoffs for the first time since 2014. It's important to note that the Ravens' decision to stick with Lamar Jackson paid off. He hasn't really thrown the ball all that well, but like Tim Tebow 7 years ago, he's getting the job done one way or another. It's also kind of funny to think that Tim Tebow also knocked the Steelers out of the playoffs. The Ravens do have the best defense in the AFC, but that's neither here nor there. The Ravens would supposedly take 2 first-rounders in a trade for their head coach, John Harbaugh. The Raiders, with 20 first-round picks in 2019, reached out to Baltimore. John Gruden said, "I will give you 1 first-rounder and myself for a trade for John Harbaugh." That's how much I like trades. Me, John Gruden. And the Raiders showed their hand and revealed their true plan to hire every single ESPN and NFL Network analyst. First Gruden at head coach, now former NFL Network and draft analyst Mike Mayock at GM. They even got Brent Musburger to do play-by-play on the radio. What's next? I think they're going to make a strong run to get Stephen A. Smith in the building in some capacity. Oh wait, duh, I know what he'll be doing. He will be collecting players' urine samples to make sure they
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed.
Stay off the weed. And I see what Mark Davis is doing here. It starts with Davis, then you got Gruden, and now Mike Mayock. It's an evolution into an appropriate haircut for a wealthy man. And that's your Week 17 recap. Yeah, I didn't do all the games. Sorry. Again, I have the tuberculosis. But I will be all over the playoffs this week and the next couple weeks, so make sure you come back every day. I'm going to have new videos, maybe some collabs with 5 Points, Vids, and Urinating Treat. Who knows? Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, at Brandon Perna. Give at Wilkie6 a follow. He helps me write these bad boys. And I hope 2019 brings you everything you ever wished for. Unless those things are evil, then fuck you.